Roy has not been up to the golf course. I haven't seen Roy up here in probably over a year. But it's good to see him. You got to unmute yourself, Roy.
Right where it says audio settings, there's a little microphone. You just click on it.
Yes.
All right, can you hear me now?
Oh, there he is.
Oh, okay. I haven't been out there for a good while, Darren.
I know, we missed you.
I'm trying to get myself motivated.
Well, now's the best time of year because the weather is so good.
Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous out there now. Not quite so hot, but yet it's not cold either, during the middle of the day. So that's good.
And the golf course is really coming along. I mean, it was in rough shape for a long time, but it's coming. It's growing back in the.
Your microphone went off.
I know.
Okay, so the greens are doing much better?
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Okay.
Good. So we'll see what happens this winter.
I see there's a James Dong on. Are you related to Mr. Dong? Has the karate schools? No, he just that's Lou. James Dong, he's gone. Where'd he go? No, he's yeah, Mr. Dong comes for lessons in Richmond. Really nice guy. He was karate champion, 1983 world champion.
Whoa.
What happened to Darren?
Uh-oh.
Unmute and
Wants to pair up with you. Accept or decline.
Sorry, I was checking in the Mets game.
I'm getting a thing here that says Quick Fix Golf Support wants to pair with you. Accept or decline. Just ignore it.
No, we talked about this earlier. Just click yes. We want to tile together. It's okay.
Wants to pair together.
Yes, pair us together. There you go.
Your tile is now paired with Quick Fix Golf
See,
Support.
I'm doing some research here. I'm getting better at Google Meet.
But what does this mean now that I clicked that?
It just means that you and I are tied together at the hip. Okay.
Oh crap! I shouldn't have clicked it. Just told me to say no. Look at that. Now
right.
I see.
See how that works? When we're paired, tile together. I'd like everyone to notice the top of my skull here, how much better my hair's growing in.
Yeah, right. You're dreaming.
4 or 5 months with the cap and the gel, it's working great.
We can see all the way down to your back. You're dreaming. It's going to grow hair.
Well, there's always hope, and that's what we sell every day. It's just hope.
That's it.
So if you don't have hope, what do you got?
So if you lose your hair, you lose your hair. What's the big deal? John Connery was called the most sexy man on the planet, and he didn't have hair. So,
all right. So now I'm intrigued. I've fought for the last year and a half with melanoma. By the way, gentlemen, wear your daggone hats.
Yes, I wear it every day. Trust me, I wear it every day.
So you got some hair to grow back? Because mine sure as heck hasn't.
Yeah, so I use the gel, I use the cap, and then I take a pill. I forget what the pill's called, but it takes a good 6 months for it to work. So
look at Srini. Look at Srini. He's sitting out on the beach on the sun. He didn't have a hat on.
Where's your Corona?
He didn't put a hat on.
Yeah, well, the plastic surgeon that put a layer on top of my head. Said, hair? You're SOL, buddy.
Yeah. Well, here's how I look at it: is if Tiger Woods cannot grow hair on the top of his head, what do you think the chances of us growing hair? I think it's impossible.
Well, maybe that's what made him so good. Hey, maybe I'm going to get better, and I don't have to keep watching Bobby.
Get some testosterone.
Well, it's good to be here because it's touch and go over the last year and a half or so. So
yeah, all the hard work's done, right, Linwood? It's now just enjoy it.
Lord willing.
All right, we're going to get started here in a minute. Before we get started, I'd like to recognize two people that are on the call tonight. We have some Quick Fix Golf instructors that have joined the family here with Todd Henby. Todd has worked with us here in Myrtle Beach for many years, and then for some reason left to go back to Washington. I'm not really sure why, but he's going to be doing some help with us on the online program and doing some instruction there, as well as Rich Floyd. Rich is local here in Tupelo Bay, and very, very, we call him the librarian around here because he's so smart and has so much depth in the history of the United States. But he's also going to be joining the team and giving some online instruction as well. So if you're in Myrtle Beach, say hello to Rich and Todd as well. Both are great human beings, and more importantly, their character is phenomenal. And I've been in this business for such a long time. And one of my roommates for a couple of years was John Harmon, and the Harmon family is very, very has been around golf forever. Especially Claude Harmon is kind of the one who started it all. And Claude Harmon would always say about employees and people that you want to surround yourself is you just look at people's character. And if they don't have a skill set that you need, you teach them it. But you can't teach people character. And Rich and Todd, I cannot say enough about their character. And then also we have, let's see, is Tom on yet tonight? I don't know if he is. We also have another instructor that's going to be doing lessons on the ground here in Myrtle Beach, not necessarily online. His name's Tom. I don't think he's on tonight, but you'll see him around Myrtle Beach if you guys are here. So make sure you shout out to him, say hello. Okay, well, let's get things going here.
Who's doing the loom?
It's already on.
Okay.
It's already on. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if we get this right tonight. I hope so. All right. Fantastic. All right. Everyone can see my screen? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. All right, Bobby, get us going.
It's Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which means it's time for Quick Fix Golf in our open house when both our members and members guests and everything can enjoy all the information that we have for you. And it's going to be fun and get some laughs, but you're also going to learn something. So tonight, Quick Fix Golf will reveal the secret that only the pros know. That means we know, right, Darren?
That would be us.
Did you tell Todd?
I did not, no.
Oh, look, how did you get his picture on there? Oh, that's my picture.
That's your picture.
Darren DeMelli.
Pastrami on rye?
Yeah, I'll be sitting behind the dugout at the Mets game eating that.
All right. And yeah, we're at Tupelo Bay and Patterson Golf Park in Virginia. And we also have another special person that has joined the team. It's been with us for about 4 months now, and that is Mr. Alati. He's a big Met fan. So I hear. So, Srini, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you joined the team.
I think I did that last time, so I'll not take much time. So I wanted to learn golf to network mainly. So I was searching in Google to find out a PGA Pro, and then I found Bobby, and rest is history now. I felt so happy learning golf, and he taught me really well. And I have two boys now, started with him, and then we discussed about the app, and I'm glad I'm part of this big app that we are about to released, and extending my um expertise in technology. Worked in big banks, built very big platforms, secured, and I own patents. And I feel really lucky to be associated with Bobby and Darren working on this app. And I'm part of this quick fix call. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Darren and Bobby. I feel blessed to be part of this group.
You'll never go on Google again.
Never. Never.
You can't erase Google. But we couldn't do this
Go on
without
Google
you. I mean, we could not do this without you. So
No, couldn't do
we're
it.
grateful, and everybody else who is watching this, I'm sure, is very grateful as well, because we want them to play better golf. So, okay,
And of course, Quick Fix Golf is the home of the free swing analysis. Download, just go to Apple Store or go to Google Play if you have the Android phone and download the app. It's absolutely free, won't cost you a dime. And you'll see a green stripe across the top that'll say a free swing analysis. Just take advantage of that, upload your swing. You can either use the prior video that you had in your phone anyway, or you can make a brand new video and get it over, and we'll get it and we'll immediately do a complete analysis, send it right back to you. Won't cost you.
absolutely. Not a penny out of your pocket. So I thought we'd start the night off with a little motivation, and obviously everybody knows my relationship with Jack Nicklaus. So there's a lot more to than just executing a golf shot and swinging the golf club, but you've got to have the other things like the mindset and strategy to be able to play the game with any success. So let's take a look at what Jack considers the most important putt in his life.
Jack Nicklaus, Jack, great to see you.
Yes, thank you.
Jack, let's not waste any time. I know golfers' memories are like elephants. You don't forget a thing when it comes to your playing
I
career.
guess I'm going to get tested, aren't I?
Let's go. This is an early, you've had so many good ones, but let's go back to the Broadmoor, 1959, not far from here, in your first of 2 U.S. amateur titles. You beat Charlie Coe in the final. So what do you remember about that?
I remember a lot. I remember, some of the matches that I played. I remember playing Dave Smith, I think, in the quarterfinals. I remember the par 3 at the Broadmoor that you play downhill, and it was so foggy that you saw absolutely nothing. But we played. They kept playing through it. And I played Gene Andrews in the semifinals. And then we are at the finals with Charlie Coe. And Charlie chipped the ball down almost in the hole, last hole. We were even after 35 holes. And that, to me, was probably the most important putt that I ever made in my life.
Why do you say that?
Well, it was here for a major championship at that time.
Yeah.
That was a major. It was, I made the shot. I had to make it at the time if I wanted to win. And then I then knew and believed that I could do it. So that to me was the thing that set my mind forward towards knowing that I could do things.
Jack,
So, Bobby, what do you think about that? You played at the very high level, and Jack would always say winning breeds winning. Have you had a moment in your career where you thought that there was a certain point where, hey, I can do this, like Jack did?
Yeah, and it's usually a left to right putt. I could see a left to right putt, and I knew it was going in before I even rolled it. I just knew it. I could just see it. But a right to left putt, I just don't. It's a different animal for me. It's hard for me to judge how far outside the hole I'm going to roll the ball when it's a right to left putt. Where the left to right, I see it going in. Why that is, I have no idea. I wish I knew. Except maybe I do hit a fade with the irons, and a fade looks good to me. So maybe it's just my eye. It's all it is.
But I guess the point is like Jack would say, winning breeds winning. Everybody has a different level of their performance, and Jack, it was in this first example was the U.S. Amateur back in whatever it was, but whether it's the U.S. Amateur or whether it's just making your first par or playing in your first tournament, whatever it is, you need that moment that you can realize, okay, well, under the gun at a certain point, I can do this. And then you can build on that. But the most important thing is you got to put yourself in that situation, which is not easy. It takes a lot to put yourself on that stage. And, you know, like Jack said, that really cemented his career for the rest of his life because he knew he could do it from that point. So I think it's important that everybody realize it's not just swinging a golf club. There's so much more that goes into it, like the mindset there. And Jack, better than anyone, had that mindset. Okay, now we're going to get on tonight's Stop the Truth.
The worst tip in golf, the down cock. Feels like the Virginia Tech Hokies. I love the Hokies. Don't get me wrong here. Everybody listen from Richmond. I like the Hokies more than UVA.
So I'm not really sure who this guy is, but let's, you know,
He's an idiot.
Anybody can be a YouTuber, an expert. So, but let's listen to what he has to say.
What we see the good players do is lead their back to the target as they move into the hitting area.
Oh, yeah.
Hands in front of the right hip pocket, they turn those knuckles down. When they do that, if the right elbow is leading the right hand, we actually increase the wrist cock of the right hand. This is an extremely powerful move right there. Sergio Garcia probably does this better than anybody. Rory McIlroy does this very well. So the knuckles are turning down. We're actually increasing the wrist cock. We call that a down cock, or increasing the cock during the downswing.
What do you think about that, Bobby?
I think Nicklaus is going to say the exact opposite.
Exactly.
And he won 18 majors, so
That's right. Here's the truth.
you must unhinge your hands as quickly as you can right at the beginning of the downswing.
Yep.
Get that complete release. You move and it generates the pull of everything here, and the club is pulled down into the hitting area. Now, do not try to keep your release from happening to this point then, because if you take this point and take that to the top of the swing, you'll see it was here, and the club has been released from there to there to get to this point. So as you start down, the club is released at the same time. So as long as you move to the left side, you go ahead and release the club so that you can get maximum extension at the point of impact. And that is important because that's what you're trying to achieve, to get full power and accuracy at the moment of impact. Now,
So what exactly is Jack saying? What is downcock and releasing the golf club? Well, you know, the way that Jack looked at it is you want to keep the width of the arc. You want to get the head of the golf club moving. Don't you agree with that, Bobby?
Absolutely. In fact, the new drill that the kids are doing today is they get to the top of the backswing and they start unwinding the wrist right off the bat because they're swinging the club at 135 miles an hour. So they can't square the face up fast enough. And so what's going to happen is going to be a high right bailout. And that's
but the point of tonight's conversation is to talk about some of the misconceptions that are out there and what the reality is. So anybody can say what they want on YouTube, but you have to be careful on what you're listening to. You have to filter it. And just like in this exact example, Jack is saying the complete opposite of that other gentleman. So, okay, next one.
now,
truth. You must pull down, not out.
Well, let's see what that means. So here's Jack Nicklaus Jr. and Mike Malaska. Let's see what they have to say.
HDF, handle drag flipper. Okay. And that's where most of us were because we heard these guys talk about pull with your left arm. So we're pulling this way. They're pulling this way. There's the down. In your dad's swing, and all these guys see down is back here. Down has nothing to do with forward.
All right, Bobby, tell us what your thoughts on there.
Well, how many times has anybody heard me saying that?
I know it's a million. Pull the chain, pull the chain.
Say pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, pull
Pull down, pull down, pull down.
pull down, 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 pull down,
That's enough.
pull down.
So what does that mean? Pull down? Just
Well, it means like what Nicklaus said, that he felt like he had to get the club to the ball before the buttons in his shirt got there. Tiger said, I want my arms to win the race, so I give him a head start. Sergio Garcia, my dad told me to pull down on a chain with both hands.
yep,
Well, saying the same thing. Al Geiberger, I felt like I was ringing a bell.
yep.
Hogan, I felt like I was pulling an arrow out of the quiver.
But don't see that or listen to that YouTube information. You got to kind of lead with your hands, and you got to pull out. Not something that you want to do.
Now, here's my question. Why is Mike Malaska sitting there talking with Jack Nicklaus Jr.?
Because Mike was Jim Flick's right-hand man for many, many years. And Jim Flick was Jack Nicklaus's instructor for the last half of his career. So that's why he's hanging out at the Bears Club and doing that stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you another thing. Here are those people with all that access and ability and knowledge. They still have somebody else. That's the essence of this game. You need another pair of eyes because you can't trust your eyes.
Absolutely.
Even if you videotape yourself, it's hard to trust your own eyes.
You can't.
Associate the feel with the but anyway, you can trust one thing, and that's Tea Time Golf Pass. See how we run it just like that? See that?
That's awesome.
If you're paying too much to play golf, then you need Tea Time Golf Pass. You got over 1,000 courses where they have discounts up to 50%. And the new book's coming out in about a month, right, or less?
Yeah, they're going to press on Friday, and the digital will be out probably before the printed, but it's coming out right now.
Yeah,
So
the digital pass is even better. You for sure get 50% off on most everything you do. And you just have it right on your phone. You just walk in the pro shop and show them your phone that you got the digital pass, and it costs you half to play golf. So that means you can play twice as much for the same amount of money.
And you combine that with a little bit of intent, a little bit of instruction from, our app, and you're off to having a lot more fun. Okay, back to a little more motivation. This is Jack Nicklaus's, as he says, his greatest asset.
Was that movie 17?
Well, whole books have been written about your attributes, your swing, physique, the whole bit. And I know you're very humble about your looking back on your career now. But if I asked you to tell us what you thought was your greatest asset, was it preparation? Was it concentration? Was it ability? What was your greatest asset?
You hit a couple of them. I think my ability to concentrate, my ability to focus, my ability to prepare, ability to look at the moment at hand and how to handle it. And that's the thing. You've got to slow down what's happening because everything happens so fast. All of a sudden, it's like they were saying at Cherry Hills where I 3-putted from 12 feet. It went too fast, and I didn't really learn. I didn't learn that you had to slow it down to think about what you had to do rather than just rushing through it and all of a sudden, hey, what happened?
So it's amazing there that, they asked about his greatest asset, and he didn't talk about how he could hit the ball farther than people, how great his ball striking was, how he could make a putt when he needed to. It was more of the mind side set of things. And how did that relate to you, Bobby, when you were playing for a living?
What comes to my mind is Tom Weiskopf. Tom Weiskopf, I think, had a better golf swing and hit the ball better than Jack Nicklaus ever hoped to hit it. But Jack Nicklaus was smarter than he was. It was more, I won't say determined, but disciplined. Like even Trevino said, Nicklaus, if he decided he was going to hit a 3-wood on a certain hole off the tee because it was a tight par 4, whatever, whether he was 1 under or 20 under or 20 over, he still hit that 3-wood. Where Trevino said he'd get mad if he was a little bit over par and he'd try and hit the driver to get even. So, Jack was very disciplined.
And that's the truth. Absolutely. My time at the Bears Club, the one thing I've taken away from that is Jack's ability to prepare. That's the most important thing that you can do when you're going to play golf. You have to prepare. And he was the best at it. And then when you're prepared, what happens on that first tee? You're not nervous because you're prepared. So one great thing there to take away, to think about the next time you're teeing off, it's not just all about execution. You got to be prepared. And if you're not prepared, you're going to be nervous.
I tell you when I used to get nervous, when you saw the tee sheet for the next day. You have to look at the tee sheet and see who you're playing with. And then all of a sudden you look in there, you see you're playing with somebody that, you know, that you've watched on TV as a kid and everything else. Like I had that with Ramon Soto. Ramon Soto was a famous player from Spain. And I said, I'm playing with Ramon Soto. You know, I was just so mesmerized.
Sure.
That you get yourself off tee. So anyway, that's here's the truth. You must push out your arms. This is Steve Elkington.
And for those of you who did not know Steve Elkington, amazing guy. Probably, you know, if anybody voted for what's the perfect golf swing, he would have it. Amazingly, he was allergic to grass, if you can believe it. And that's where he spent most of his career, on grass. So very, very bright mind. One of the best swings, at least aesthetically, that you can look at. But very, very knowledgeable. Let's see what he says about the truth about pushing your arms out, because everybody thinks what? I don't want to push my arms out. I want to keep my right arm in there. I want to keep for a right-handed golfer, I want to keep my right arm next to my side.
We all will agree that when you bend your right arm, okay, that's called push power. Push over now. Everyone has a bent right arm, straight right arm, right? That's a power. That's a power source.
Push power, he calls it. Push power. And I would equivalent that to what Jack was saying about, you know, unhinging the golf club and releasing the golf club. Your right arm at some point has to unlever. It has to straighten out to get to the golf ball. But most people that we see, right, Bobby, are trying to hold that angle with their right arm way too long.
If you just compare it to throwing a ball, let's say you're throwing a ball from center field to home plate. You cock your arm, you hinge your wrist, and then you carry that angle, and then you release the angle. You throw your hand, and your right arm goes completely elongated as far as it'll go. It stretches out. That's what Tiger describes. It feels like he's shaking somebody's hand, reaching out to shake somebody's hand. So you've got to you make this angle right here. You hinge your hand, you carry the angle, and boom, you throw it away.
1000%. But you can watch some YouTube stuff that says the opposite. You got to carry that elbow into your side and hold on as long as you can. Well, the truth is here tonight. That's not something that you want to do if you want to play better golf.
Truth, you must rotate and fold.
That's a beautiful background.
That's in Arizona somewhere.
Arizona, right? Yeah. So let's see. This is Mike Malaska, by the way. Once again, Jim Flick's right-hand man, who was Jack Nicklaus's coach for the last half of his career. I got to spend a lot of time around him. Great personality, great person, great character. Let's see what he has to say.
So some people have talked about when they finally start letting the club release correctly, so it's going this way, that they're hurting their thumb or their wrist. Why? Here's what happens to most people. You're trying so hard to keep your left arm straight that your left arm stays straight, and then you're trying to make your wrist work. Well, that's putting so much pressure on my wrist and my thumb, it's incredible. So when I hit it, but my left arm's relaxed. So as I go over here, my arm's straight, but as my wrists start to work this way, my left arm rotates and folds up. Rotates and folds. I'll turn this way. So it rotates and folds. Now, if I kick.
How many times have we heard keep your left arm straight? And what is Malaska saying there? Your left arm's got to fold. It's got to rotate and fold. What are your thoughts on that, Bobby?
I always tell everybody the 3 great lies of all time is keep your head down, keep a stiff left arm, and I'm from the government. I'm here to help you. I said none of those are true, especially the third one.
You mean the government's not here to help us?
No,
No. Okay.
but yet, if anytime you put a stiff arm, you're causing a stoppage. It's a decelerating move. You gotta, and that's what bothers me when I see people trying to keep their left arm real stiff or anything stiff. Say, I want to bend at the elbows. When you get back throwing the ball, we did a second ago, you bend at the elbow. That's how your arm becomes a lever.
Yep.
Your arm can't become a lever if it doesn't bend. So, to have long, stiff arms are going to go slow. They're not going to go as fast as bent arms. They're going to go faster. So
So
some people,
we've talked about the truth tonight. So many different misconceptions about how the arms and hands work in a golf swing, and what the reality of it is that should be happening. So, but if you don't know what your arms and hands are doing, you want to know more about your golf swing, get out your cell phones, download our app, and we're going to give you a free analysis. And you owe it to yourself. We'll give you some drills to work on, and we just want you to play better golf. So let's open up the mics.
Theo has a question.
Hold on. Got to open up the mics here. And if you want to open up your microphone, you have to open it up manually. We're not going to open it up for you. So go right ahead. Ask some questions. Who's got questions? All right. If you don't have a question, I'm going to call on you then. How about Linwood? What do you got? You got to have something coming on here. All the hard work's done. What's going on with your game? Maybe Linwood's sleeping. Could you mute yourself? And you're not here? All right. Tim Osgood, you got a question for us?
Oh man, you put me on the spot here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, why not? Anything you got? Anything we got on tonight? Any comments, questions? Are we wrong? We right?
No, I think all of that was some good information, and I started the quick start program, I guess, a week ago, and been on the range beating balls. So progressing nicely. It was a big change for me. Something I've been doing for, I guess as long as I've been playing golf, which is, I don't know, 30 years. So yeah, I'm excited for the changes that we're making, and hopefully soon I'll start to see some output from those changes.
It just takes a little time. It's a process, and that's why we do the 30-day quick start. Because that's about what it takes to make an adjustment or build some habit in your golf swing. About 30 days. So we nag that one problem that you're working on, and then after 30 days, we take an analysis, see where you're at, but and see if we can go on from there. But was there any misconceptions that we talked tonight that jumps out to you in your golf swing?
No, not really.
Okay.
I think
fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the little snippets that you shared there, I think were helpful in debunking, some of the myths. I think, I've kind of followed and been a proponent of that, tucking the right elbow, allowing the right elbow to really kind of make that initial advance down into the
right
in front of you. And even have gone as far as maintaining a bent left elbow through impact, which I know was a big Ben Hogan move, but
right.
trying to do what he did was it's close to impossible.
Yep.
So yeah, so I'm on very much of a kind of 360 path here at the moment. So again, I've been playing competitive amateur golf since I was a teenager, played in high school and college, and have gotten, in my older age, have faded a little bit with my game. So, I'm one of those people that believes in sort of breaking it down and trying to go in a new direction with some different thoughts. And that's exactly what Bobby has given me. So, just committed to going through the process. I've been through it numerous times in my golfing career, if you want to call it that. So I'm excited to see, how things progress here over the next month or so. Sent you another video today, Bobby.
Good. Get on as soon as we get done.
Well, you don't do it as soon as you get done, but
Oh yes, I do.
whenever you get it, whenever you
Yeah,
get it,
sweetheart, I'm gonna do it for you, sweetheart.
I'm always anxious to hear what I'm always anxious to hear what you're going to say. And looking
So is my wife.
forward to it. So, but
Anyway.
thanks for. I probably took up too much airtime there, but
No,
thanks
no,
for-
you're good. But I think a couple key points that you said: process.
Right.
That's an important thing. Process, and then you got to be open to other ideas. But
Absolutely.
we're giving you a prioritized thought based on what you're doing. We don't want to change your swing. We want to fix it for you, especially for someone like you who's been playing golf for a long time at a higher level. So
Yeah.
we appreciate the testimonial, and
Yeah.
we'll keep you going with it.
Yeah. And I can tell you that when I do it right, it's just a very,
It works, right?
very liberating, freeing feeling. So that's what I'm hoping to get more of over the next month.
Cool.
And we also have Dave Laxton. Remember the name Dave Laxton? He started on a 30-day program at the same time. And he just sent me a text message with a picture of his little launch monitor. Said it's the fastest ball speed he's ever had.
Wow.
He had a smash factor 146. Ball speed was 117, I think.
No.
170.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a number here.
171, maybe not 117, 171.
So not bad.
Your ball speed's 117, buddy.
Yeah, they can measure my swing with a calendar.
That's right. And I hope everyone here that's on the call tonight enjoyed the email about Bobby. I don't know if he saw the email, but it was good comic relief, right, Srini? It was good
I'll
comic
take it.
relief.
I can take it.
Yep, of course.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, one more thought here. Todd, you got any input tonight? You sleeping there? You eating popcorn? What do you got going on? There he is.
What kind of magical mystery tour you take today?
Todd. No, Todd. Todd was Secret Service for what was his name, Bobby?
See, it's still a secret. You don't realize he's with the
Wait.
CIA. He's been following you
CIA.
around.
Oh, Kissinger. Yeah, he worked for Kissinger,
Yeah, he worked for Kissinger.
but now he's on our team. So go ahead, Todd. We'll stop making jokes. There he is.
I finally got the microphone thing to work, so I have a question when you get a chance.
Go ahead. Wait, I'm
Okay,
sorry, we're
so
getting into time. Todd, you got
One of my
your-
problems has always been kind of where to release. And I find myself not releasing the club.
What's so funny?
Go ahead, keep going.
Don't ask Bobby.
I have to go around behind the tree. No.
It's a good question, and like we saw with some of the videos tonight, as Jack would say, you can't release the golf club early enough. As long as you start to transition to your left foot for a right-handed golfer, you can't do it early enough. And a lot of the different things that we see on YouTube are the complete opposite. You got to wait till the last second. So
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do.
you
Yeah.
got to do it it's a gradual thing from the top of the golf swing. As long as you move a little left, it starts as soon as you can. Here's the way I look at it. You know, when I first met Mike Alaska that we saw tonight on some of those videos, it was on the back of the range at the Bears Club. And what he did was he had me swing my left hand, so I'm a right-handed golfer, to the top of the swing. No golf club, just my left hand. And then in front of me, he had his right hand. So he asked me to square up my left hand from the top of my backswing to his hand, which was in the middle of my body. And he filmed it. And what I did was, unknowingly, I started to rotate my left hand as soon as it started to move. And that was a completely different concept for me that I had thought of or known at that time. And he filmed it and he showed me, and he's like, yeah, it's a gradual rotation of it. And most people think it's a last minute rotation, but it's not. It's gradual. And to match up to his hand with the back of my left hand, I had to do it early. And that's when you have to do it. As long as, like Jack said, you move a little left to start, planting his left foot, you can't do it too early. You can't.
That's a good presentation of that.
Thank you.
All right, Todd. Sorry we cut in. It's my fault.
All right, we got one more thought for the evening. Go ahead, Todd. End us with the grand finale. Well, we can't hear you.
Your microphone. You got to take the microphone.
I'm a good lip reader, though. Go ahead. You got to unmute yourself. He is unmuted. Okay.
No, Ian. His microphone's not working.
Yeah, your mic's not working, big man. But isn't he a scary guy? You wouldn't want to mess with him.
Where did you get that mic from? Henry Kissinger?
That's right. Hello, Todd. Are you gonna walk my dog today, Todd?
No, Big was always,
Hey,
what
bud.
kind of magical mystery tour are you taking me on today? I could just see it up around with Kissinger. He must have been a riot. Ted, can you stop at the Dairy Queen? I've got to have an ice cream cone. I got to have one right now.
A dilly pop, isn't that what they have?
Yeah,
The dilly bar.
Yeah,
All right,
Dilly Bar, there you
Srini's
go.
got a question here. What does Srini
Yeah,
got here? Type the question here is what he said.
No, I'm asking Todd, you know.
Oh, Todd, say something in the chat.
Yeah, because he cannot unmute the microphone, so he can type the question there.
Yeah, put something in the chat.
Okay, looks like he's typing.
Oh, Captain Nate, look at this. Is that Captain from the Navy?
No, I'm not. Captain Nat, I'm named after, and I'm my great uncle discovered Antarctica. So
Oh, really?
He was Captain Nat that discovered Antarctica. He's a fishing boat captain.
Antarctica.
Antarctica. He discovered it. I grew up in the same town as him, same name. He's my great uncle.
Wow.
Wow, and that's something.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Well, we have a celebrity here.
Cold individual.
Yeah, look at his background, all those awards
boats and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I guess.
fantastic. Captain.
Yeah,
Captain Nate.
I did high school golf, college golf too. Then got old, and now I have a frozen shoulder, Darren, so I haven't seen it. I went down a couple times, but I'm just back hitting again. It's kind of loosening up for me. But I do have one. I can give you one question.
Yeah, go for it.
Just because now I can watch, but I couldn't play for the last 6 months. But now I'm hitting some again. What I saw, where I was having the problem with the single plane getting back and just trying to get back on that plane further back, because I'm the old guy that we learned way back in the 70s, right? So high, and I couldn't get my wrist down. But I was watching a lot of the pros taking the club back, and I tended to try to be, you take the toe back and then get your hands flat and then back again, so it's that back and forth. But I see a lot of them keeping the toe, keeping a square face, getting closer to the ball helps with my back, right? Square face. And then when they're pulling it back, that toe is square, not turning, right? It's not going.
Yeah.
So I was doing it on the range and actually hit some ball, went out to, we actually played on Monday with a friend that came down from Connecticut, and it worked. What I noticed on the range, I took a video and I could send one to you, but because it's squared there, it starts the wrist flat and it kept square back and then forward, and it seemed like I can get right on it. There's less timing to it now. And it got my wrist where it sort of needed to be versus me trying to force it, and turn it awkward for me.
Sure.
Just didn't know what you thought one was that. And I mean, just watching people on TV, but it was weird that it sort of gave me a better spot, and I was hitting them, center of the club a lot better.
Yeah, a lot of people, they try to hold the angle so long that they start shanking. They start hitting it in the neck. You can't hold the angle. You gotta do just what Darren showed right there. Just rotating the forearm gradually as you're going down, so you don't have to leave it till the last second.
Yeah.
So back in the day, everybody wanted to swing like Jack Nicklaus, but nowadays it's completely different. So the bottom line is at Impact, we have to have that wrist, like you're talking about, Nate, in a certain spot. So, if you're a smart person, common sense, master of the obvious, why wouldn't you get that wrist in the right spot as you swing the club back? Why wait till the bottom? So as soon as you go back, why not put the wrist in that kind of flexed position, right? That's what Dustin Johnson does. As soon as he starts back, he does it. You look at a Colin Morikawa type of player, he does it at the top of the swing. To me, that's a little bit more inconsistent because the club is starting to move faster. So fix these things at the slowest part of the swing. One would be addressed before the club even moves, but second would be as it moves back. And like you're saying, you're right on par there.
Okay.
Get it going back the right way. So you don't have to make, like we always say, the backswing, there's a purpose to it, to put the club in the right spot. So on the downswing, you don't have to make adjustments or compensations. So you're right on track there. But send us a video. We want to see where that club face starts to open, or if it does. We don't want it opening. And we'll give you some thoughts there.
I think one of the shows they were showing it, and it was going back, and then it certainly goes straight back when you're here, but then it's right back again. And it was, if you can see it on the video, it's I'm pulling it straight, kind of really straight, weird, back a little bit, but I'm not off the shoulder as much because that's still I got to do yoga or something, right? But I mean, it's still not above my head.
Yeah. Right.
The way we used to do it. And we used to do these big long swings in the 70s and 80s, right? So now it's closer. Yeah. It feels better. And I feel like you get set. Once you're set, then rip, and it was.
And everybody's a little different, depending on how long your arms are. So, we don't necessarily have to get our arms or our hands above our head. For most people, it's just kind of belt high to shoulder height. That's about as high as you need to go. Like if you look at me here, I'll turn my camera here.
Yeah.
You see how my thumb is well over my shoulder? Yeah. I'm going to have a higher handset than somebody whose thumb is here, right? And Hogan was probably down here if I had to measure him. So everybody's different. We can't swing like Hogan. We can't swing like Nicklaus, but great question. Great point. All right, we're gonna just Todd's got one more thing and then we're gonna wrap it up here. He says, Bobby, why don't you read that? I don't have my glasses on.
I can't see it.
In the chat.
I don't have the chat.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. There's a little person here.
There you go.
Chat with everyone. Well, here you go. Todd Henby.
There you go.
When adopting these changes, I do not get discouraged if the ball does not immediately respond to the change. It takes time to see the improvement. Boy, that's so true. You can't measure success or failure on the ball flight right off the bat. You got to measure success or failure on your ability to perform what it is you're trying to perform. The ball will eventually pay attention. He has no choice in the matter.
Yep, you can't the way I look at it is Carnegie Hall. You can't just go from taking one lesson to Carnegie Hall, as Jim Flick would say. It takes a process. And, you know, Todd's great with taking our instruction and working with us online here. So make sure you send your videos into him. But when Todd was working for Kissinger, he wanted that dog to do his duty really quick. I was stuttering there for a minute, but I was trying to say something nice about that because he didn't want that dog to do his duty way too long. But anyway, we appreciate
Can I add one quick comment?
Yeah, go for it.
So I have multiple patents, and I have earned money through patents. Really worked for big banks, did great things. And coming to golf, I had my classes, practice. I felt doing patents is much easier than learning golf. It's a it's a crazy
Well, you're playing in Hawaii right now.
yes. But it was really a great game, which gives me a lot of enjoyment now. So I'm glad I got into it.
Yeah, it's a testament to your patience, that's for sure. There's no doubt. And the way we live nowadays, it's just like when I talk to the kids about learning golf and I ask about Blockbuster Video, they look at me with a crazy face and what's Blockbuster Video? Well, nowadays it's just instant, and that's not the way golf is or any kind of skill set is. So I fear for the kids nowadays, but it's a process. It takes some time. So we appreciate you all coming on tonight. Your thoughts, questions. Invite a friend next week. Yeah, invite a friend next week. Check out the Tee Times Golf Pass. Get lots of discounts there. Make sure you're downloading the new app. We're ready to go. We're launching. Everything's working great. Send your videos in. We want you to help. We want you to play better golf now. So send those videos in, and we'll see you next week. Pay attention. All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Videos being recorded and transcribed. Go back in and end it.
All right. I'm trying to figure out where that is.
Okay. Stop recording.
I got you.